Yeah, let's do Al Crawford. You haven't been here in a while. I'm kind of anxious to see what you got here. Let me move this guy on down here. There we go. Okay. So,
This was taken in November, in South Africa, at a game reserve called Thandia Safari.
Hmm.
It was a tour off of a cruise ship that lasted 4 days.
oh, okay.
And so,
Where'd you come in? Johannesburg?
it was fairly close to Durban.
Oh, Durban. Okay.
And when the ship stopped at Durban, we drove for about an hour, hour and a half
Mhm.
to the preserve. And then drove back to Durban and caught a plane to Cape Town. And picked up the ship again.
Ah, okay. Okay, so they reposition while you're gone.
But, it is different than the national parks. You got to see plenty of the big game, but the more minor game you didn't see near as much of.
Mhm.
But they had plenty of elephants. And much like the major parks, the elephants become close, as you can tell.
Yeah, for sure.
I was able to sit in the back seat
Hmm.
which is my favorite place on the vehicles.
Yeah.
You're raised up a little bit. Some people like to sit in the front seat because they get a little lower angle, but I kind of like the back seat. And that our guide and driver is on the right.
So this fella.
Yeah.
Okay.
He, by the way, that was taken with a Canon R7 and an 18 to
150?
150.
Yeah, that's a good lens.
Which is my wife's camera and outfit. I don't know if you heard, I ruined my R5
No.
and 20 to 240. I found out that you cannot dump them in the Indian Ocean and have them survive.
Saltwater and electronics do
Yeah.
not mix well. Yeah, the only time I ruined a camera in saltwater is when my housing seal broke and,
But
yeah.
I had to get out of a boat and wade, and the boat moved as I got out and drug me down.
Yeah.
And so I spent about half the trip with Charlotte's camera.
Ah, okay.
And she had a spare camera, a little Sony RX 100.
Those are nice.
Which is a nice camera.
Yeah, those are nice.
And she actually did well with it.
No, excellent.
She didn't get to go on this safari because she had COVID.
Oh. Oh, that's too bad.
But anyway,
So how long did it last? Was it just a day excursion or?
3 nights, 4 days.
Mhm.
So 3 full days actually on game drives.
Nice.
Did you camp out in the woods or did you?
I don't think I should have brought the picture of the lodging I had. Let's say it was better than what you live in.
Wow.
It was super nice.
Oh, excellent.
Cool.
Yeah, some of those game reserves, even back, some of those game reserves, even when I was there in the 70s, had some incredible resort.
Oh, I've stayed in tents that were fancy,
Yeah, and tents too, yeah, they're just
but,
unbelievable, yeah.
and because Charlotte wasn't along, it was just me.
Mhm.
And I had 3 big rooms with a king-size bed. Outside, I had a deck that surpassed all 3 rooms with a, pool, more than a hot tub, but it was a pool. On one end and a lounging area on the other end and a barbecue place in the middle. And I didn't have time to use any of it. I mean,
Right, cause you're shooting. Yeah,
but
well, great. So that's a nice little herd. Let's see what we got here. Nice
Big cat. That, I told you I had a 500mm lens, so. No, I didn't tell you, but that was taken with a 500mm lens,
The 100 to 500?
100 to
Yeah,
500.
yeah, nice.
And, pretty much full out. I wasn't real close, but we could get close to the cats, but we weren't close to that one.
Mhm.
But, that combination, the R7 and the 100 to 500, is a great combination.
Yeah, cause you get the 1.6 enlargement
Yeah.
factor.
How good is the new Photoshop AI and just telling it to remove like that branch and everything?
We can look at it, when we got some time, but yeah, I've done it before, yeah, it works
Wasn't
pretty
sure
well.
if the new AI, you can just tell it to boom, go.
Actually, you can do a pretty good job with generative fill.
Yeah, yeah,
That works really well.
yeah, I think that's what he's
I haven't
talking,
tried it on this, but,
yeah,
and it would be illegal if I take it to PSA, but
yeah, nice.
That's a nice shot.
I got the best cheetah pictures I've ever gotten, and I've been to Africa several times.
Yeah, these
Uh,
are
They
wonderful.
like to, really nice.
But, that was a mother and 3 almost grown cubs.
Yeah, for sure.
They're slightly smaller than she is, but,
Yeah. That's real nice.
uh,
A little further back.
now that one was taken, the first one was taken, with the 100 to 500, but not at 500.
Mhm.
I should have written down what it was actually at. But the next one was the, 18 to 150.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously there's a difference in the glass. But it's still holding up pretty well. So that's at 150?
No, that would not have been at 150. That was a relatively small pond in
Oh, so
front
you're
of
pretty
a
close.
lodge.
Oh, okay.
Not the lodge I was staying at, but it was in front of a lodge.
Uh-huh.
And, they had just come up there and they were drinking. And, we sat and watched them from a couple of different positions for about an hour.
Yeah.
And it was marvelous. And like I said, it was the best viewing of cheetahs and almost anything. This is as good a pictures as I could get,
Mhm.
on safari.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Obviously, this one's with the better glass. It's a little more detail.
Yeah.
$2,500 lens and a $300 lens, you see the
One
difference.
Right in the center, looking straight out. That-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great expression.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this one too. This,
I like the one, yeah, it's the same cat you're talking about.
yeah, this one right here. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe change the light just a hair, to
Yeah.
pick the light that is on the other cat that's looking away.
Mhm. Yeah, I would see if you could maybe just locally mask this off and bring your
Yeah.
highlights in a little better.
I've done some work on those, but not a huge lot.
Yeah.
Those are not cropped, and
Mhm.
almost not at all,
Yeah.
if at all.
Nice.
Okay.
A second,
Yeah, Dave.
on that last one, I think it's worth a little time for him to crop this. You just had it focused in.
Well, yeah, that's full frame.
You know, the cats are composed in a pyramid and then there's a double pyramid in the reflection.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this photo's worth some cropping. It's
Uh,
an
I
amazing
might,
photo.
I have about 50 pictures.
So
You
you probably might have a better one.
Already in.
Yeah.
Are better for
Yeah.
that purpose.
Yeah, yeah, duly noted.
Uh,
Okay, rhinos.
Those are black rhinos.
Hmm.
That one, I think is amazing because it was late in the evening. That's 100 to 500 at 500. That is crop some. In fact, quite a little bit. That maybe is half the frame.
Mhm.
And, the shutter speed is about 1/5 of a second.
Yeah, you see just a little motion in the bushes.
But I
This,
think for a 500 millimeter
yeah,
on a crop camera
yeah,
at 1/5 of a second,
yeah.
that's a hell of a lot better than I thought I was gonna get.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed, with the stabilization in that R7. The stabilization in the R7 is pretty good. Now, did you leave the stabilization on the lens or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the lens relied, that lens always has some very good stabilization too.
But the combination of
Yeah,
the two
yeah.
was fantastic.
Yeah, you get 5 to 8 stops of
Yeah,
difference, so, yeah.
but I actually, when I took the picture, it was so dark. I did not expect to get a usable picture out of it.
Yeah,
So the fact that I did, and I've got some work to do on that one to make it
yeah,
better, but the fact that I got that picture at all, I
right.
think was amazing.
Mhm.
And it's in there pretty well. Yeah, you should try and see if you can get the noise down in Lightroom with the denoise they have built in now.
Yeah,
It works really well on the
It
R7.
does.
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, enough tech talk. Great pictures. I want to see more. Yeah, definitely. All right, Daryl, let's see what we got here. One of these, I was looking before, it kind of looked like it didn't quite come through. This daisy drop, we'll check it out.
Oh, what that was is, it's just a layer, it's a tiny little bitty daisy that I was gonna try and put in the eye of a bumblebee. As sort of a reflection,
Okay,
but, that's okay.
somehow I'm getting, yeah, let's go back here. I'm going to, we'll do the JPEGs first since you got some Photoshop files here. Yeah, so that's these two, right? Yeah. Okay.
Start with the other one, if you would.
Sure.
Because in your class, we were doing some lighting and shadowing.
Right.
And so that's where this evolved from.
Oh, from the studio class with the shadows, yeah. Mhm.
And,
And this was natural light outside?
yes.
Yeah.
I had the lower left was pretty hot.
Mhm.
Had the little gradient.
Mhm.
And I did just a little bit too, so.
Okay,
Daryl, was that a color photo?
Yes, everything I take is in color, but.
And you.
convert it, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, let's go to this next one now.
Anyway, so from that. Brought me back because we were talking about shadows and working. There is no manipulation with that whatsoever as far as layers or anything else. It's a self-portrait.
Mhm.
And what it is looking with my iPhone out my rear window at my neighbor's house. So my neighbor's house is, the roof is in focus. There's some trees and things that are out there. But there's a reflection from behind me where the sun is setting, and it's through the hanging draped.
Okay, so this is all the drape window, yeah.
And then there is yet still some reflection of what is in the windows there. So
Mhm. And then your
it's
silhouette,
got all this layer, and then of course there's the shadow of myself
Right,
because I'm lit
right.
from behind on the window. So there's all these multi-layers kind of going on, but yet it's just one straight image.
Mhm. I'm gonna throw this out to the class. What do you guys think would improve this image? Cause I think it could just go a step further.
I can say it's almost too busy.
Okay. Being that,
Clean that,
it
clean
is-
out the shadow a little bit.
what's that, Paula?
Maybe clean the shadow out a little bit. There's
Yeah,
a lot of stuff going on in there.
yeah. What do you think is not contributing to the image?
The top really isn't.
Exactly. Yeah, my first thought is to crop this thing down. I don't think you're benefiting at all here. I mean, at the very least, I'd crop at the top of the of building's roof, so you don't get all this crap up here, but I would definitely probably come down to here and maybe even bring this up a little bit.
I was gonna say, I would probably think a lot of that.
Yeah. And I think you're gonna have a more interesting image there. Okay, there we go.
Now I can see, yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, there's just too much going on there. And it's superfluous stuff. Now,
You can also see the shadow better.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if this is a self-portrait, you want yourself to be the feature here. Yeah, and the rest is just kind of added in there. You might even come down a little more. Let's see here.
Maybe make it square.
Kind of like the way
Yeah, but
the
I,
fact that the light on the shade behind me is almost like
Yeah.
a light from a stage light.
mhm.
And yeah, I just like the idea of the way things are happening.
Yeah,
So it's a lot of interesting stuff.
yeah. Okay. But
Anyway,
I
so
think
that
that-
was kind of that was actually taken years ago,
mhm.
but it reminded me of what we were doing with the class.
Yeah, and this is definitely a different way of seeing it. What we did in the studio classes, we'd use objects to cast shadows onto other objects.
Yeah.
Or use the objects that we're shooting to cast shadows onto the backgrounds, or a combination of all those things, and it got pretty interesting. But that's a little different where you're actually using a reflection as negative space, which is kind of cool. Let's see if we can open these two in preview rather than Photoshop, just to start. Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Okay. Anybody know what kind of birds these are?
Those are snowy egrets.
Yeah, the one on the left looks like, the other ones, I've not seen them with the cowl up like that. That's really nice. I guess they're posturing. Was it mating season or?
Yeah,
Ah,
just starting, they're cockfighting.
oh, yeah, that one's mine.
I was in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, this is from your recent trip.
Yeah, that was, I think it was actually February 11th is when that was taken.
Mhm.
Wow,
You know, again, I'm wondering, here's the action,
yeah.
you know?
Yes.
I think,
I would even bring it up from the bottom.
yeah, I don't know if the water's even helping.
No.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe a little more in from the side, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and maybe even a little more top,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
The two birds are so dramatic, you know,
Now, we're really whittling this one down, but yeah. And then I would probably darken this out.
But it's a big file, so. well,
Yeah.
Not that huge, but.
Yeah, give me some room to work and then, pull the highlights down a little bit, get some more detail in there.
Yeah, that's why I brought the Photoshop, because I wasn't sure about, I did a mask layer of just the birds
Mhm.
and brought the highlights down. I wasn't sure if you felt it was enough or if we should try and get more detail.
Yeah, I think you probably got more there, especially in the raw file.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, oh, it is a Photoshop, so let's just open it over there.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Oh, there's that damn thing. Goodbye. Okay, all right, so.
So this is all. for the one design, so.
Mhm. Well, you do have a camera raw module in there, so you could definitely do that. Let's just go to camera raw, our good old friend. Oh, these are in. Let's see.
I had a mask layer where I was adjusting some of the contrast.
Oh, I see you were doing it locally. I got you. Okay.
I didn't want to do it to the rest of it because
Yeah, there is a way to do that in Camera Raw, before you start. Let me cancel this and I'm just gonna flatten this and, we'll try again. So if you were coming in from scratch, you wouldn't be doing it through filter menu, but you get to Camera Raw as you're bringing your images in.
right,
Okay. You've got the ability to do a global adjustment here in any of these, but up here, see, that's your global. And then you come down up here, that's your local adjustments. You can pick subject, we can try that. Yeah, that worked pretty well. Just
Yeah.
missed a little bit of, no, it's in Camera Raw. So when you come in Camera Raw, you can do all these adjustments before you even get into Elements. Or Photoshop or Lightroom. Well, Lightroom is basically like Camera Raw, so. Yeah, but you use this local adjustment. Now, if it doesn't pick the subject well, or there's missing parts, you can add to it. You've got to add and subtract. If it does too much, you can subtract. But here's add with a brush, big brush. Bring it down and then you can just, paint in what's missing there. So, once you have that, and it also has auto masks, real nice. You can turn that on and off, depending on how much you're covering. But once you have that, you can just grab your highlights and drag them on down. That's probably too much. Maybe drag them down until you get some detail and then compensate with white. Come back with the white. So you've got a way of getting that where you want it. Maybe come up a little bit. Now, the other thing you can do is you can change your color temperature. So pretty much anything you do in Camera Raw, with a few limitations, you can do in the selective masking. So you can even do curves, which I just covered this morning. So, there's a lot-
Sandy seemed to be picking up some kind of background.
Yeah, somebody must be, Paula, do you have a radio on or something?
No, my husband's in a meeting. Let me mute.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. There we go. Yeah, thanks, Alan.
Yeah,
Okay. So see, we're getting a little blue on the edges here. You could come into the blue here and with this little target, you could go over to the blue area and, kind of warm it up a little bit if you want. The other way you could do it, but it's more global, is to change your temperature, just warm it up just a little. So you've got a lot of options you can work with in there and get that detail where you want it before you even get it into Elements. And you don't have to go through masking with Elements masks, because
Sure.
these masks are really good. They work out real well. And there's a number of ways to mask. I mean, you can do the subject, you can select the sky background, You can select the objects where you come this way and you just kind of paint on the object and it'll find it usually. Yeah. Found it and then some, and then you can go back and just, again, in this case, you'd want to subtract. And you just pick a brush and you just go back here and get rid of it. So that's another way to select. You can select by, you can put the gradients in like you were talking about, but you can do them right here. You can do linear gradient or radial gradient. You can select by color range. So if you just want to get like the green leaves, you can select it here. You can do a luminance range, which basically you'd go in and hit the whitest white if you want it. Now there's a lot here, but you get this gradient going with a little box here. So between the two, you can pull that down to pretty much what you want. There's another trick you can do. I'm getting advanced now, but you can say, if you hold the Option key down on this, no, it doesn't do it here. There should be an intersect.
Hit the little buttons on the side.
Yeah,
No.
over here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, in Photoshop, or I mean in Lightroom, you can, this intersect comes up if you hold the Option key down, but you can say intersect with brush. So then basically anywhere I paint with a brush, that's where the luminance will be. So then you don't have to worry about getting rid of all that stuff that's out here. It's only going to affect what is intersecting with that brush. So you can really hone it down by coupling these together and tagging them on top of each other. Then once you have that, you can go ahead and do whatever you want. Okay, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that'll help you out with this. But there's a lot of ways you can advance this to get it to where you need to without trying to rely on the masking and Elements or Photoshop. Now, Photoshop has its advantages too, but we'll let Al get into that on Wednesdays. Let's see here. So let's look at that other one you had. So you got this guy. Let's see what this is. Ah, okay. So basically it's just the daisy, right?
No,
Did you want to do?
you can just delete it.
Okay, all right.
There was a B that evidently didn't get.
Oh, you didn't get the B loaded to composite. I gotcha. Okay. Okay. Let's
Next.
go on to Dave. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
That was
you.
great.
Yeah. And did that not close? Thought I just saw something, sorry. Nah, we'll go on. Okay. Okay, Dave.
Okay, Sandy, my theme this week is people walking. And I've been doing a lot of composite images. These women were walking along Laguna Beach. And I combined some other architectural design work and rendered it in a watercolor filter.
Okay.
And there it is.
So you can pick your hues and so forth.
Oh, yeah, you can slide forward and back.
So it's monocolor, not monochrome, obviously. Nice.
Those were the real colors of the photos. The sand, the white foam, sea
Mhm.
foam matches kind of the floral designs.
Mhm.
But they were so bright, I had to keep, it took a while to decide which one.
Mhm.
Sliding it back and forth, and I'm learning it's better to slide it closer back to the original photograph.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's just blown out.
Oh, it's too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I think later when you get into doing, editing software, you'll have a little more control on this, but right now your compositions and your themes are really good.
Also, Sandy, on each composition, I always flip, rotate, and look at the design, what lines are being picked up and what have you.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no, I think.
it's important when you're composing an image like this to experiment before you decide that's it, you know, a
Mhm.
lot of
Hey,
copying too.
Dave, I've got a suggestion for you here.
Yes,
So you see the top left-hand cornice part of that area there.
yeah,
If you were to the blue that surrounds that, yeah, that bit there, yeah, that if you were to erase that so that the water could come over and put that cornice in front of it, it would instead of a
You have
straight,
that
it
capability?
would- yeah.
might be able to do,
Alright.
yeah.
Yeah,
lines.
you've got a hard edge here. And that was
So
a,
it slides over into the beach scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it becomes one as opposed to,
Yeah.
yeah, you could do the
I
same
think
here,
I
just
might
kind
be
of,
able to
blend
take
it
a
in.
lot more work.
yeah,
yeah.
This point's well taken, to
Mhm.
slide
And
that.
it would give it more of a 3D look to it.
Yeah,
yeah, you can do the
Thank you.
same, you can do the same here too.
yeah, slide it into the picture.
Almost through a
Yeah,
page.
just kind of ghost it in, yeah. That was the first thing I noticed as well. Good call, Alan.
Yeah.
'Cause, it's a
That's a good
little
comment.
hard for this particular composition.
Yeah, it would look great.
Yeah. Some of the other ones you've done in the past where it's architectural and it's windows or frames, it works, but on this one, I think it needs to be a little more fluid.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay, here's another street scene. This is taken in Bisbee. Bisbee's very colorful. It's full of art and graffiti. And I just happened to be, I had my camera up, I was shooting the graffiti. And she walked right into the picture, right,
Nice.
snapped it. I got lucky on that. Street photography is lucky, right, Sandy?
Yeah, sometimes you have good photo bombs and sometimes not.
Yeah. And so I call this entry because she's entering into this fantasy world of color and graffiti.
There you go.
I did some design work on the far left. We did a lot of cutting and cropping and decision making. So it's a composite image, a little on the wild side.
Mhm.
So that's not the graffiti wall we're looking at, is it? Or is it?
Yeah, this is all the graffiti wall except for the far left. I did some collage. I inverted the door jamb and combined it with itself and put it on the end. But this is real. This is the real world.
Oh, is it?
Go to Bisbee, you're gonna see this. I mean, I'm sure the purple faces are
It's,
gone.
it's not from climbing all those stairs you're hallucinating?
Oh, the stairs, yeah. Yeah, they have that stair climb thing.
Oh, yeah.
You can see some stairs in the back, Sandy, and that might be the beginning of the stair climb.
Ah, yeah. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Bisbee stair climb.
Yes.
I've been there, but I've never seen that, so.
Mm.
It's a very interesting place, very.
Actually, I just drove around it a little bit, so.
Yeah, start walking, you'll get your exercise, that's for sure.
Okay, so here's Sandy. This is on Hollywood Boulevard. And a lot of the posters and things get ripped. People rip it down and put up their posters. So here I'm literally standing, waiting for someone to walk into the scene. Yeah, which this man did. He walked into the scene, I snapped it, then I took about 4 or 5 shots of the,
Yeah. I like this one, Dave.
thank you, Alan.
Yeah, this works. You should look up a photographer. He used to teach at the Institute of Design in Chicago named Aaron Siskind.
Sandy,
Yeah.
I just
You'll-
returned the book. I had the book for
There you go.
for the
Yeah,
last month.
yeah.
I just
That's-
returned it to.
Yeah, that would be good. for
Eric
you.
Siskin has amazing peeling paint. and
Exactly.
poster. Thank you
Yeah.
for that comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I had a seminar with him back in the 70s. He was
Oh, how
a pretty
great.
amazing guy. Okay.
Okay, Bisbee. This gal walked right into my picture. I was photographing the magic shop there. And she had a lot going on. She was smoking, she was talking on her phone, she had a bottle of water swinging, and she didn't even notice me standing there. And so I did some photo montage and put in the magic door. So it's a little bit hallucinogenic whoop-de-doo going on here. Wasn't on drugs, but I create stuff like this
The door is
with the
magic.
collage.
Yeah.
The other design elements are like bottle caps that were nailed into the wood.
Uh-huh.
And these colors are real.
Yeah.
They paint stuff really bright.
No, that's great.
And then when I run it through watercolor, it enhances the color.
Mhm. Well, you're onto something, as I've said
Yeah.
before.
I like that one too.
It's evolving nicely.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep it up.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. You have to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
cutting and cropping
Oh,
and
sure.
stretching
And finding the images that go together. and-
Yes.
Yeah. You know. No,
Yeah,
you-
and I like this one as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, I like this.
Mhm.
Scarf.
This I shot in Columbia City, Washington. I was out for the day snapping. Lots of color there too. And here's a woman, it's afternoon, you could tell the warm lights. And I cropped the two images together that I had of her. And there was a blurry object. I was shooting down the street in a zoom, and that might be a fire hydrant or something. So to complete this image, I took some of that red blur and added it to the left.
Mhm.
And then the subject is offset. And I think this worked.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
like this. I like
wondering,
this.
since you've got such a heavy defined red line here, maybe do the same over here. I don't know
Oh,
what, I don't know.
Cut
what-
it tight.
Yeah, I don't know what you have back here. You know, you could either cut it here so there's not too much, or maybe bring it in here
That
and,
could be cut.
and then let this go back to what was original.
Yes.
Yeah, that's your call. I like what's going on here because it pulls right through the image.
And the one interesting thing that occurred naturally in the shot, Sandy, is the tree in the background
Mhm.
goes onto her shoulder and then her clothing is wobbly going down. So it's kind of a fun design.
Yeah,
And then she had the white dress with the colorful. It's a nice picture.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice
I'm not
group.
making any ethnic comment, you know, or anything like that, but she's obviously maybe Indian or something.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just made an ethnic comment.
I don't think so. You're
I
just
said I
identifying,
wasn't, and I
you're
did.
just identifying the individual.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I like it, Dave. That's
Don't
nice.
make comments politically or ethnic or anything like that. These are street photos. This is what I see and they're real, and then I transpose them into an unreal environment. you
yeah.
know?
Where did you say you took this?
This one's in Columbia City in Washington State.
It's like, you know, she might be American, you know, Hispanic or American Indian. It doesn't look East Indian. The colors, the
Mhm.
style doesn't look East.
Yeah.
Indian.
Hard to say without seeing her.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where that image was. Let's see if we can hide this. There we go. Okay, let's go on to the other Dave. Got a lot of Daves. There we go.
Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Fall.
Nice. Now, did you lighten this slightly in here and did you lighten this slightly here or darken this slightly with a vignette or?
I think I lightened the whole thing and then put a gradient at the bottom.
Uh-huh, okay. And the sky was dark enough.
You know.
Yeah, gotcha.
A vignette, or vignette around it.
Yeah, yeah. Which is pulling this up and really brings your eye in here. Nicely. I like that.
I like that lighting.
I've seen just the forest and the aspens.
Are those leaves? It almost looks like there's something back there.
That studio.
Oh, yeah, they are leaves.
Gave it a softer.
Yeah.
softer look.
Yeah.
What is that?
Topaz Studio?
No, I meant, what was that?
Oh, it's a clump of leaves sticking out either side. Yeah, or, yeah, there's some more back here too. Almost look like a growth or something. There's something hiding back there. Nice.
My only comment would be that one tree on the very left. Because it's so hot, I mean, it's not hot, it's just, it wants to pull you out of the picture. So I either crop it. Or,
I'm thinking like this, you got this dark one doing it too. Although then you got this light here, I don't know, somewhere in between might work out. The other thing I would consider is maybe punching it up a little bit. It seems just a hair flat. Although you might want it pastel like this, that's your
I think
call.
that, the way he was describing it, that was what he was going for.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
was gonna
probably,
mention the same thing.
yeah,
My,
yeah,
my application of it would be a little different, but
yeah. Yeah, I would punch it up and make it a little more contrasty and make the dapples of the sun, a little more prominent and that sort of thing, but this has its merit too. It just depends on what your feeling is. Okay. That's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Arizona, over by Quartzsite,
Mhm.
and a bunch of dead ironwood statues around.
I like how it frames a saguaro in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you could get a little more detail on this guy. It's kind of small, so it's hard to tell.
Couple of that top, 'cause
Oh, okay. It almost looked like there was a bird up there until I zoomed in. Yeah,
York.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe you did something around it.
Put up with a bunch,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
as much as I could,
Hmm.
right.
Well, now that it's up where you can see detail, it doesn't bother me that much. I just thought it was like a bird up there or something. When you first see it back here, it almost looks like a bird perched up there.
Same desert, but a sunrise.
Mm. Mhm.
Just silhouetting a tree and a couple of swallows.
Yep, they like growing in the shade when that tree had leaves. Oh, nice little mill.
Mill Park in Sedona.
Mhm.
Nice, wow,
Yeah, that's really nice.
yeah.
I think it's just, I don't know what it is, a water wheel, maybe to raise
Mhm.
some irrigation water.
Mhm.
that's a good one. I really like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about cropping in a little bit closer? That's what jumps to
Yeah,
me.
I got the stairs and stuff going on here. This,
Yeah.
my eye keeps going here. I would either darken that or crop it down.
Yeah, that's what
That would
I
be the
like.
first thing. So you're thinking of cropping this, how
Yeah.
far?
The other side,
Oh, the other side?
Outside, I like, could you keep the stairs, right?
Yeah, so somewhere in there.
yeah, pull that to the left,
Yeah,
right where you were.
yeah. They may bring that top down a bit.
Yeah,
Now take the right-hand side in a little more,
All right. Somewhere in there.
keep going. Yeah, right about there.
Yeah.
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 get rid of
That's
that
neat.
bright white spot, yeah.
The reason I kept that, I like that big dead tree behind me.
Just darken it down a little bit so your eye doesn't go there.
Right.
Yeah, I'll still see it, but just don't make it so prominent. Yeah.
It's already cropped.
Oops.
It's a 16 mm shot, so I cropped the bottom and I used to transform the.
Get it nice and square.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, looks nice. Great,
Fine.
thanks. Okay, done us.
This is Texas Canyon. Down at Lagoon. Trail there. The rock formations are like.
Almost glows kind of reddish orange inside here. It's kind of neat. Is this the normal trail or is this one of the new ones they put out?
That's new one they just opened.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I like the balanced rock in the background.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. I didn't really notice it when I took it to start.
Yeah. Yeah, this works out real well. You got some nice things leading in here too. Yep, I don't think I'd do anything with this one.
And that's another one there in Texas Canyon.
Mhm.
Added, took it in topaz and added, a watercolor
Mhm.
to it and then pulled the watercolor down to about 10%, 15%, something like that. That's
Give it a like a-
I thought,
Give it kind of a wash.
yeah.
Yeah. I think this is what you were going for with that aspen, when you were getting kind of pastel-y, right? That kind of light field, Dave? No, this Dave.
What?
When you were doing that, kind of soft, on that second aspen, I think you were going more toward this kind of look as well, right? Yeah. Do you think we need this much sky?
Probably not now that I look at that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's somewhere there. Okay. Yeah,
That's better.
Beautiful,
very nice.
Yep, that's a painting.
Yeah,
very nice.
Thank you. This is just a door in Belgium somewhere, I don't know what I shot, I like the gold.
is there any more top?
There was, there was not on this one.
Yeah,
There was
okay.
just a bunch of, I didn't think it went.
You didn't like it,
Yeah,
okay.
so I trimmed it
Yeah.
down to that.
Yeah. Wonder if we gotta trim maybe some of the bottom down. And,
The side, the right-hand side, that
yeah, you're pretty
rough
close
there,
there.
that was AI brought that was an alley
Uh-huh.
going back through there, it went all the way back.
Uh-huh. I wonder, yeah, if you leave that there and maybe, I don't know if you wanna balance it, it's getting a
Well,
little,
I thought about cutting that window out.
yeah, cover, or just the edge, so you think maybe there's more going
Oh,
outside the
okay.
picture like it continues.
Okay.
That might give it some balance.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I'd get rid of I'd get rid of some of that bottom too. You know, somewhere.
Don, that window isn't really on the building?
Whoops.
So
Yeah,
they-
the right-hand side is what I.
What happened to
Oh,
it? Come back.
oh, there was an alley back.
There was an alley.
Okay,
There we go. Yeah, I think it makes this feel a little better. You
Yeah.
might even come in tighter, so you're being deliberate in your stinginess on the top and the
Yeah.
bottom. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So that's an option. Okay.
And this is another one in Belgium somewhere, that I don't know.
Mhm.
That's a cool door.
I like the
Yeah.
colors and stuff in it.
Mhm. And then I don't know if this asymmetry bothers me or not. Again, you could just, cinch it up to here and make
Oh, I
it
see,
symmetrical.
okay.
That's up to you.
I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
put it there instead.
yeah, we've done it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good one.
it's great.
Wow, what's that?
That's in Tubach. This is inside the museum there. I don't know how you people feel about taking pictures of other people's artwork, but this is clay. Gobs of clay, just chunks of clay that are hand carved into this design, and they're sitting in a bowl that's about 3 foot across. Now, you know, my camera up my shot
Mhm.
down in there. I just liked it. At first, I thought it was rolled paper, but the sign said it was carved clay.
Wow.
That's fantastic. I love that.
And then I did color separation with the eyedropper to and change each one of those colors in there,
Mhm.
like to control that. I just really like the way that looked. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Looks
works.
like
I
an aerial
mean,
shot or a
yeah.
drone shot.
yeah, I mean, if you ever show it or publish it, I'd find out who the artist was.
Yeah, I don't intend to do that, I
Yeah.
just.
Well, just give him some credit, but you
Yeah.
know, it's
I don't even know who-
it's your take on that
Yeah.
art, which is not, it's not like you just took a picture of the
Or
whole
something
piece.
outside someone.
Yeah, or the whole piece in a gallery.
It's like a giant clamshell, what it kind of.
Nice, yeah.
Interesting.
I just shot into the center of it.
Mhm.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really neat. I was trying to figure out what this is. Honestly, reminds me of, there's these tanneries in Morocco, and you walk around on the top walls looking down, and they have rolls of leather like that, you know, that
Oh.
they pulled out of the dye vats. And when I
thought it
first
was
looked
like
at it,
ribbons rolled up.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Roll up.
yeah, when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, wow. Maybe
Yeah,
that's,
it's
what
really
it is. Yeah, that's nice.
I like it.
Good job. Okay, Jim Murphy.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, I recently went to Belize in Guatemala, where I saw a lot of new species of animals and birds I'd never seen before, so. This is just a bird I'd never seen before. It's a trogon related to our elegant trogon that we have here. It's slightly different. This is black hooded trogon.
Guess it's added again.
Getting bad out there, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, did you take the background out?
No, I didn't, well, there wasn't any background really, so I just kind of like,
Sort of the high key.
Looks great.
yeah, it was pretty shady. I mean, he was up high in the tree. That's one of the problems when photographing in the jungle. A lot of the birds are really high and it's dark.
Yeah,
You know, canopy over here, and I didn't take a tripod, I should have.
yeah, and you didn't have any flash fill, so basically your
How
background's
high,
gonna,
ISO,
gonna-
something like
Oh,
that.
they're all about 10, 12,000.
Okay.
yeah, I just wonder maybe a little less in the background might do it.
You were in mainland Belize? On mainland Belize?
Yes, and
Yeah.
also in the Keys.
Oh, you went out to the Keys? too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
That's not a rare animal, it's an iguana. This is one of the biggest ones I ever saw, and he had on his orange mating colors to let the girls know he was available.
Yeah. The eye is amazing.
They're so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you did with splitting them against a black background too.
Where that don't shout prehistoric.
Yeah, really.
If you think of a dinosaur.
No,
Yeah.
I like it, Jim.
Yeah, that's nice.
I went to a butterfly farm and this guy just kind of landed on a grating. So I didn't, you know, it's not layers or anything, just took the shot.
Mhm.
Was the green there,
Yeah,
like green lights or something?
I think those are
Or
plants. Those are plants in the back.
Plants,
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You have just diffuse plants.
Yeah,
That's neat.
because I'm shooting, you know, pretty close up with, you know, telephoto lens, so it's a lot of focus in the background.
Mhm.
Oh, really looks nice like that.
Yeah,
Is that butterfly dead?
He is not there, you know.
I really like that grading behind it, that is.
yeah. I'm just wondering if it's overpowering the butterfly. Maybe snap the butterfly up a little bit and tone the background down just a little bit. Maybe a little darker, or I don't know if I'd unsaturate it. Such a nice color. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe just take this bottom row out. You know. Gotta come in somewhere like that. And Oop, lost it. Maybe something like that.
What are you gonna do with the butterfly?
I don't know if I'd pump it up and get a little more detail out of it. I guess.
I think I'd be tempted to lighten the background and get more of a contrast between the butterfly and
I
the.
need some contrast, yeah, or something, so if you kind of squint at it, or, let's see here, if we go to camera, this works in Lightroom, I don't know if it does here, if I just hit V, no, it doesn't do anything. I guess you just go up here and hit black and white. Yeah, see, it's almost all the same kind of tonal range. So. Let's play.
Make the background just black and white?
Well, you could, but it's so nice.
Yeah.
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 So let's try a few things here. Maybe give just a little more.
I think I have to.
And I probably get down into texture. And maybe, yeah, that's probably a little too much.
That green is just so vibrant.
Let's see what clarity might help it out a little bit, yeah. So you've got that.
It's a
Now what you do is you can
soften the background.
yeah, you've got this 3 dots here. You can take this same mask and duplicate and invert it.
Yeah.
Now it's taking care of the background. Of course, it missed a couple, no, yeah, it did miss a couple spots here. So basically, if you hit add, I'd go in there with a brush and just kind of. Yeah, come on, get smaller. There we go. My flow up, yeah, there we go. Okay. So now that you have that, you can do a number of things. You can. Maybe darken it down a bit. That's getting kind of dull. There's kind of a vignette that might help just by pulling the blacks down.
Change the tint a little bit and see if it does anything.
Yeah, just before I do that, I'm gonna see what happens if I just desaturate a little bit. Well, I hate to lose that color. Which way we're gonna go, green?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's gonna make it greener, or you can kind of go kill the green by going more toward magenta.
Or you can change the hue.
Yeah, we can definitely change
And
the,
this is experimenting, it's not.
yeah. There we go. Oh, it's from Bisbee. Yeah, so you might want to go, yeah, with a warmer, more complementary color. I don't know. Yeah, something more like a, I don't know, sunrise or something. In that case, you may want to warm it up
You
more.
have brought out the butterfly.
Yes. Kind of lost our greenish feeling, but
Yeah.
yeah. So there's a number of ways you can go. It's your call, Jim. Yeah.
I turned down the saturation on what you've got there a little bit,
Oh, yeah,
but
without a doubt. Somewhere in there. Yep.
yeah, that looks pretty good, actually.
Mhm. Now, there's something else that's experimental. I think it's in this one, the blur. Let's get back to here. I can't remember where they put it on this one, but. Oh, here, lens blur. So lens blur is another thing you can play around with. Ellen, if you want to blur the background.
You don't have a background to blur.
Yeah. You can force it, but let's just see what happens here. Let's get it way up. And See if we move it a little more this way. See, if you mess with the sliders here, you can kind of control what you want. You know, then once you have that, you can kind of bring it down a little bit. Maybe somewhere like that. And then it also gives you the ability to, I don't see it on this one. Oh yeah, here, refine. You gotta open it up. You can paint in things you want in focus and things you don't want in focus if it doesn't do it by creating its own depth map. So that's another thing you can do. Okay.
Parakeet, what kind of?
That's a red lord parrot. And so I climbed up on, I was in Tikal and I climbed up on the top of a pyramids and was able to get up to the level of the birds more. And we got lots of flying parrot shots and so forth. But this bird's a long ways off. You did get a little bit of light on him, so that was good.
Yeah, the light coming
My
through
first
the tail
impre-
really makes.
Impression was that it had something in its beak, but it's the other wing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I darken this down just a little bit. Yeah,
Nice.
real nice. And maybe just this little guy here.
So I made this really, really obvious. I regretted I didn't bring the original picture before I photoshopped it because there was, guy kept pointing and there was a bird right there, there's a bird right there. I couldn't see it, I took some pictures and then I zoomed it up and I saw these feet. And I was like, oh my God, there's a bird there. It's called a stick, locals call it a stick bird.
Yeah, for obvious
It
reasons.
perches on the end of sticks and then it closes its eyes and puts its head up. And I'll tell you, it was impossible to see. If I should, because you just couldn't see it at all.
It looks like bark.
Yeah.
Perfect camouflage.
Look at that. That's
Ah,
a
Yeah,
bark.
I
Wow.
I put all kinds of contrast and everything on to make it stand out as much as possible.
Yeah, because if it weren't, I mean, I could tell that it was once you said it was a bird, there was the tail there, but then it followed out up there.
Yeah, this is the hard part to figure
Right,
out. Yeah. Does a
how
good-
did you even see that?
Yeah, real good job of hiding.
That's amazing.
Wow. Cool. Thanks for bringing that one in. Nice. Well, looks like you had a good time there. Okay, Kim.
I have a water theme going this time around.
Okay.
This is up at Tucson Botanical Gardens. Yeah. The field trip they took the club did last fall. Yeah, just kind of going through things. So I just like this water feature. The water falling into these three pots, and that's the wall that's behind it. Propped it tight on the sides to make it more of a vertical.
Mhm.
Vertical. And then took it into Canva Raw, brought up the colors a little bit more, that sort of thing. And then into Topaz, just bring up the detail in the pots a little bit more.
Mhm. It almost looks like a painting. Those textures between the stucco and the,
Yeah,
I don't know, are these metal?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to whatever they used to finish it with.
and they look like they're floating, but you can see. from the
There's a
top
rod
that
from
they're
behind.
attached to the wall
Yeah.
behind.
Oh, yeah, here's a rod.
Yeah,
See
there's
it.
a rod there.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can see it here too. Yeah, interesting.
nice.
This was after the rain and snow we had a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I just went out to the backyard.
I don't see any snow.
What was that, Alan?
It didn't stick.
It didn't stick very well. Yeah. So just took again into Camera Raw to play with the colors a little bit more. And then into Photoshop to create a bit of a vignette.
Mhm.
And then, I also dodged and burned on the leaf a little bit and a couple of the rocks that were a little bit
Too bright.
brighter
Yeah, yeah.
to tone those down.
You might want to think of coming back and doing another vignette,
Okay,
you know, just so, it seems kind of just dark all the way across. Maybe you want to just darken this up a little bit.
more, okay.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
And then I took it into Topaz to blur it, to blur the rocks. I wanted it to just bring out more, you know,
Yeah.
more attention to the leaf.
Try that new blur in Lightroom.
In Lightroom?
Yeah, or Camera Raw, yeah, just play with that slider. You can move the whole slider. The left side's the closest, the right side's the furthest,
Okay,
you know, and the color just kind of denotes how it gradiates back. And then again, if like the foreground's still in focus after you get it where you want it, you can refine it with a brush. Just say blur this area instead of keeping it sharp,
okay.
yeah. So,
Kim, are you using a camera or a cell phone?
A camera, that was my Canon.
Good macro, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I had my, I forget which ones I was using. And then just Pyracantha,
mhm,
and I wanted to amp it. I amped up the colors like crazy.
yeah,
Just to create a different look, and then just the water droplets that were hanging on. Okay. Yeah.
I just don't know that you need this and this light keeps bothering me, so, yeah.
And two to the left, there was a water droplet between, that's a picture in itself.
That's where I was
Yeah,
sort of focusing, but
Yeah,
then I
that's
love
right.
just the other,
Yeah.
the partial
Yeah, you
berry
got a
that's
little bit
hanging
here.
in the water there too.
yeah, somebody had a
Yeah.
little breakfast. Nice. Yeah, I think that helps if you lose a little of that side.
Sure. Okay.
Beautiful color.
And then this was out at Noah Ranch after the snow. Just, I was looking at reflections and then the sun coming through and just the rainbow effect. Nothing special on this one, just the tree reflecting in the water and the mud. It was muddy out there like crazy.
Yeah, I was out there too.
I think I may have passed you.
Yeah, I thought so too. I did a double take. I said, "Was that her?" Yeah, I was too cold to stop, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I went up on the berm and walked that ridge
Okay.
down to get more of Elephant Butte there.
Yeah, I walked out there a little bit, took a few, and it's like, all right, let's leave here, and then I drove out White House Canyon Road.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Nah, it was just too cold. I couldn't handle it.
And then again, back to
Another
Botanical
variation.
Gardens and just the two, and then this time I didn't crop it, but I wanted to leave the water down there,
Hmm.
the pond that all that water is draining into, plus the green leaves, so it's just a total different feel.
Yeah,
to
maybe
this one.
Maybe
Crop
just
it.
bring some top
Okay.
down, yeah. I don't know if you need all that core area.
Okay, yeah.
And then maybe just knock this out.
Mm.
So this I have.
Yeah. Nice.
But these two definitely look like they're just suspended in midair. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can't see the rods whatsoever, so that's
Yeah.
kind of what caught my eye.
Okay. Paula, you're up. Paula there? Oh, she's muted. Paula, you're muted, right?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no
Now,
problem.
This one was just sitting by itself looking off and I brought the background down a little bit to bring out the shadow and the color in the shadow, and I cropped it quite a bit. But he was just chilling.
Yeah. crop this over better too.
I could probably crop it a little more on the right.
Yeah,
That's totally okay. You're totally fine. This is totally okay. Everybody comes at it.
This guy I just had fun with. He was just coming up out of the water in the background and
So I guess.
I like the feathers and stuff, so I just did some art, stylized stuff to it and just sort of brought out some of the colors.
Mhm. Or maybe trimming a little of that top might help. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's more a question. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I could probably bring it in on the right again
You're
too.
nodding your head, so I'm assuming that's yes.
Yep, so when
The
you,
detail on the feather.
yeah, the feathers are a lot of fun. I'm not
Yeah,
doing-
that's what drew it to me, so I just,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah, so you're pulling, okay, so you're pulling, yeah. So
Mm.
just reading that after that you've got there, assigned group list, of course, it's, yeah, so you're expecting low items.
and
Yes.
I was,
Go into the low item, that's yes.
I can't remember where I was. Actually, this was, say, we were down by San Javier Island. He was just walking around on the rocks and stuff, and I took a quick photo. I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but I decided to play with it and see what happened.
So just.
Yeah.
That brought out some detail in the rock and his
Models.
feathers in the back.
Yeah.
Inside.
You may want to radiate this background a bit,
Yeah,
and then, keep him where he is, obviously.
yeah.
Did you clone this here?
I took down the highlights a little bit, but they were still a little, I didn't colorize that at all. That was
But
basically the light.
did you clone it, or is that the way it's cut?
That was the way it was cut.
It almost looks like one of those clones where
Yeah.
your pickup and destination are too close together. I was wondering. Interesting. So that's the way it was ground, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's natural. Although I don't know, maybe.
Oh, you must.
This is the safari known as Reed Park.
Ah.
Zoo. This was taken quite a while ago. And I did not like the foreground at all because it was dirt and grass sticking up. So the foreground is generated, AI generated,
Oh, well.
and it balanced in pretty good, matched the background a little bit. So that worked out pretty good. And
Yeah,
I did bring out the colors a little bit more on the lion, the tiger, so,
yeah. You could gradiate this the other way where it's a little darker here and gets to nothing here too.
yeah.
Take that down a bit. Yeah, nice. I like his face. Yeah, just enough.
His tongue sticking out, kind of funny.
Cool. I think that's it, right? Yeah, thank you.
No,
Did I miss one?
Yeah.
So,
Tiger, there was one above the tiger.
Oh, the cat's eye.
oh, I sure did. Thank you. Oh, look at that one.
this was a close-up of a cat who is now since off to the Rainbow Bridge. But after I took it, I realized I had my self-portrait in its eye. So I just changed brought out some of the texture and made it a little more different. But that's basically what that was.
Cool, cool, thanks, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, something you might want to try on this too, if you still have it. Just leave
Yeah.
texture and then mask this to maybe texture, or fool around with the same texture and change the parameters. So
Yeah.
it's not all the same.
Yeah.
That may help out.
Mhm.
You didn't get them all that time. Okay, sorry about that.
No worries, thank you.
Okay, so Alan, let's get you.
The regular properties, so above the right items. That makes any sense, so just move it up.
Okay, so this is, we had a model shoot at the library here a week or so back. Oh, kind of background, is that background noise still there?
Almost got it.
Repository and service.
That
Yeah,
background,
can you mute again, please?
Got it, sorry.
No problem, thank you.
it really comes through.
Yeah,
Anyway, so this was one of the models, and we've taken her photo quite a few times, but her hair is just amazing. So I got a shot of it, obviously, from the back. And what I did, I changed the background completely and put a kind of grungy topaz effect on the back. And I thought it kind of turned out almost like a painting because it's kind of softened all the way around. And yeah, I like the color contrast between the blue and the red. And
Mhm.
the only thing I'm thinking about is on the left-hand side where it comes up, the black part comes up to our arm on the other side. Whether that should have,
We'll just round it off.
whether I should have just brought that over.
Gotta keep this going.
Yeah.
Can go
just-
either way.
Yeah.
I like this little bit of light coming through on her forearm there too. Yeah, you can go either way on that. That's your call. Okay.
And then at the weekend, there's a show jumping facility here. It's called Spruce Meadows. It's a world-class event. They have some 4 major show jumping events throughout the year. So this was a practice one, not a major one. And mostly young girls that are riding these horses inside. And I got myself positioned pretty good to this. So we could almost reach out and touch. This is a 24 millimeter 24 millimeter lens shoot here. So
Okay. What would you guys do to bring her more prominent?
I'd blur the,
background.
yeah.
Darken and blur that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you need to blur it a lot, but I would certainly darken the ceiling down pretty.
Well, the
Much
reds and
done.
whites just grab my eye.
Yeah, and then over
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got a lot going on that could get knocked down. Maybe blur it a little more. I'd keep this where it is, but maybe kind of work on this area here and back in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably could knock this down a little bit too to get some separation.
I took a few panning shots as well, and
Oh, yeah?
yeah, so they turned out not too bad.
Yeah, I'll bet. So all this said like a motion. That's another thing you can try in Photoshop. Whoops.
Yeah, that would work.
Do kind of a motion blur.
Yeah.
They've got some new ones I haven't played with, but I know they have some where you can do it along the line and all kinds of stuff, so. Yeah, play around with that and see what you get.
Yeah.
And you can localize it, you know.
Right.
I would probably just duplicate this, do the blur on the whole thing. And then just pull it through where you want
Good. Yeah.
layer, yeah. See how that works.
And darken it as well a little bit.
Right.
Back. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, the granddaughter.
goodness, she's getting older. Still.
I like,
Anyway, just a candid photo of her, and yes, the soft vignette around it. And
Yeah. But the first thing is her face seems to be getting a little more defined and not so roundish, and angelic as it was, but it's getting very interesting now.
angelic's not probably the right word, but
Well, I guess you could comp some horns in there.
We don't know her that well.
That's right.
anyway, she just has a really nice look, right? So
She does. She
like,
does.
I like taking it seems like you can't go wrong. So I like doing the candid shots of her. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
thank you.
I would tone down this one right here going across, or.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
I just saw that when you mentioned that there. I'm amazed. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was my wife's birthday the other day there, so she got some flowers. So this shot is, there's 15 layers here, photo stacked for focus.
So
And
focus stack on this, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I maybe missed the very bottom.
Yeah, right here. That's probably the closest area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You were
I
just,
wasn't a lot worried about it. I think that
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
textures and the depth of it is, when you look at it, I don't quite know how it looks on yours, but if you zoom in on it, it's just amazing detail. There's
Yeah.
a 105 macro lens.
Yeah.
which is amazing here. Look at-
Yeah. Yep.
So
So
yeah,
you're doing your assignments for the studio, shoot. Yeah, we covered this, in the last one, yeah,
oh yeah, okay.
nice.
Yeah, and so my wife's getting into calligraphy, so this is her working at a little table, and I just thought it was a nice composition in black and white, so
Yeah,
it's not, well, I was going to say not, there is natural light coming in, but this is a little desk lamp highlighting the work area.
I like the interplay here,
Yeah.
yeah. What were you saying, Daryl?
I was just saying, the two curved lines from. the
Oh,
lamp
so
on
same
the
thing,
left are
yeah.
just really
Yeah, they're
nice.
really nice, aren't they?
And I like that focus.
I like the way this leads in too, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you wanna, I guess you can keep it dramatic, but you could maybe just lighten this a hair to draw us into her.
Okay.
Since this is so high key here. It's your call again.
Yep. Good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Do we click on that? Do we miss anybody? I think we got everyone. Yeah, okay. Oh. Well, I got kind of a mixed bag this time. See if we can get them all. Start with Japan.
Nice.
So this was just some little side outbuildings near a big shrine that I just liked the cragginess and the age of them.
No. How old are they, do you think, do you know, or
Oh, centuries. Yeah,
something?
I
yeah.
like the moss.
This is a newer building. Actually, I think this is restrooms back here. Yeah. It's so different there coming from here, you know, it's just, everything's so green and, yeah, it's just amazing. And then this was down in the valley and it happened to be raining while we were there, but, and a lot of fog, but, some interesting little homes in there.
Yep.
And this was inside of one of the Shogun residences again. This is the master's bedroom area.
So what's that wall at the very back there? Is that
This here or this?
on the other, this one, yeah.
Yeah, this is just like paintings that are hand done. And motif comes across here as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can also see it up in here. And across the cabinets. Yeah, here, I'll get in a little tighter so you get an idea of what it looks like. You can even see it down under here, under this shelf. Usually they display things on these, but I didn't see anything this time. This is kind of a traditional shelving that they do in special areas where they kind of split it and drop it like that.
How's that raised area of the bed?
I am not sure if that's a bed or if this was an area where he would meet people, because there was another outdoor area here
Oh.
that for sitting too, and then behind me, no, I think behind me was where he had the Tommy mats where you know, where he could roll them out and have the bed. So I think there's more of a meeting area. Since he was a master, he was always up on a raised area
Oh,
when he's talking to anybody else, so, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. And this was in Kyoto, you know, the area with the, you probably seen it with all the gates, the torii gates that kind of go around that you hike up. This was off to the side, it's one of the cemeteries there. And so that was equally as interesting. Where they took the torii gate motif and kind of brought it everywhere. And then this was on that art island. I think I showed some things from there before. This was just kind of an installation there. Those spheres were probably about the size of bowling balls.
Somebody lost their marbles.
That's right, big marbles. Yeah, I guess we're on leaves today.
Cool color.
Yeah. I really like the textures on the leaf and behind. And then these were just floating in the water, and I really like the kind of tension that was going on with the water, and then the fact that you could just barely see stuff on the bottom. So that was kind of fun. And this was just a weekend or two ago. I was at the Tucson Art Museum, and on the courtyard, this was just laying in under one of the trees. So I just grabbed that.
Wow.
That was a seed pod of some kind. Yeah, a little frog. He's got his own little pond in the lily pad.
Is
Yeah.
that from Japan?
Yes. I'm not sure what kind of frog it is, but pretty cool. And then this was here in the garden.
Gardens, yeah.
Yeah, over on Abrigo.
Good
She would
shot.
stop and feed the little puppy there.
I love the real little splash of light on her face.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this was back at the Tucson Art Museum. She kind of had her nose pressed up against the glass looking at this horse. And just caught her. Kind of fun.
Using that.
Yeah. Oh, she pushed her nose against, so I kind of went to the side, yeah. And then I entered some images in an exhibit in Highland Park, Illinois. And three were accepted, so this one and this one from Japan. I think I might have shown before.
Nice.
Just some beach find stuff.
That was there, you didn't pose that?
Nope, it was just laying there.
Abalone shells laying all over.
Yeah, yeah, kelp and red seaweed. Yeah, it was kind of neat.
Very nice.
A lot of garbage in the other area, but it wasn't like, you don't see much trash there. I mean, it was more like stuff that came in from the ocean, you know, like half degraded plastic and things like that, but it's very clean pretty much everywhere you go there. And then this was Cooper's hawk took off out of my pond and left that behind. Yeah, so that one was entered as well. So that's what we got today.
And was it a nature show that you entered or?
No, it was a photograph show called
open
Click.
Photography, but
It was just all open to photographs.
No,
It was called Click. So anything that you could do with through a lens, even I guess there were even some iPhone entries in it as
So
well.
you submitted digital files and.
Correct, yeah, and then they gave me like a week to get framed images to them.
Oh, that's what I was just gonna ask. You'll have to.
Yeah, just made it. They got their Monday and they're hanging today. The show starts, I guess the opening's March 1st.
Okay.
And that runs through till middle April. In case any of you go to Chicago or any of you are out there in Zoom
Do they
land,
send your frame stuff back to you then?
if it doesn't sell, yeah.
If it doesn't sell.
Yeah. All right. Let me
and do you
stop.
do your own printing
Yes,
and do you do your own frames or do you?
Correct.
pick it up?
yeah. I do it.
Mats and everything. You frame
I don't do mats. So what I do is I print it on a big piece. Like my printer goes 1725, but I found 1722 is kind of a nicer look. And then I take about an 18.5 inch maximum width and let it kind of float on the paper. And I usually use a nice kind of fine art paper that has a tooth to it. So where the print is, with the Canon printer, it puts like a kind of a coating on it, so it almost looks like a spot varnish. Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, let me stop share here. Okay, anything else going on? Any other questions, anywhere? Next week, we're doing, more photo stacking, if you guys wanna.
Okay.
Play. I'm gonna try and, I think I saw a couple more YouTube videos on that I can send out for you guys if you wanna check them out. I'll find the links and send them to you.